Hello everybody, a little Bitcoin update here. So you will remember that I talked about my confidence of Bitcoin, like moving up, new highs, being really strong, and we see this wonderful movement up here and that's the last few days. Now I did say that I expected a strong period between 21, 22, but I originally said more like 23, 24 because it's going to coincide with the sun going into Scorpio. Now it's pulled after reaching 67,000, which I think is just off an all-time high. Excellent price. There was a little bit of pullback because it was overheated and we were expecting this kind of pullback, and now we've reached around 61,260. Now, a lot of people thought maybe it can pull back to 58, level out there, and then surge again, or maybe go back lower to 52. I'm thinking it's bottomed out for the time being, and there will be another surge forward as the sun goes into Scorpio and triggers Jupiter and the Pars Fortuna. So I'm quite confident in another surge in the next, from today on, the 23rd, 24th, 25th. Now we know I remain very confident about it continuing to be strong in the rest of October, November and December, but there will be inevitable pullbacks and cooling off periods because these things don't advance like in a linear fashion. And I said I'd get back to you about when I thought those dates would be when there could be a little bit of a pullback. So the first date is the 1st of November. So look at all your indicators really carefully. On the 31st of October, the 1st of November, 2nd of November, pay strong attention to your RSI, to any inverse fissure signals, to any, what else would you be? Look for signs of it being overbought, have a look at your MACD, Bollinger Bands, etc. because I think on that day there could be a pullback. So there's a couple of significance. Now, the sun, which is the chart ruler because it's got Leo rising, will be squaring the ascendant and will be squaring transiting Saturn, which is sitting on the descendant. That seems to me a time of a little bit more caution and the bears getting an advantage. However, a bit of a confusing factor is that day Jupiter is also squaring, Mars is actually squaring Jupiter by transit. And usually when Jupiter's triggered, there's great pressure upwards. So definitely look at that date because there might be a fall and a sudden rise, or a sharp fall and then a resurgence. I would expect a lot of volatility around that date. But like I say, I'm expecting Bitcoin to be strong going into this 1st of November period again, but then volatility around that stage. The next date, which I think we should look at carefully, is the 11th of November, 11th of the 11th. Funny, it's the 1st of the 11th and the 11th of the 11th. So day before, day after the 11th, definitely have a look because on that day, Mars is squaring the ascendant and transiting Saturn. That definitely seems like a more depressing, deflating energy. The bears could get back into control, and maybe around there we could see a more substantial kind of pull dip before we see another surge. So the general trajectory, I think, is up. It's very positive. It's very confident. There's going to be some inevitable jitters and a little pullback. So as I say, the dates to look out for these jitters: 1st of November, 11th of November, and just the days before and after, just to check. So do watch all your signals. Like I say, follow my advice in conjunction with other things, because all these signals like your MACD, your RSI, your stochastic RSI, and God, what oh, goodness knows, Guppy and Fisher and the whole shebang, and the moving averages and whatever, most of them, if Kimoto Cloud maybe is a bit more forward looking, but most of them rely on data and rely on what's gone before, so they can't really predict anything. This is what I'm trying to do with astrology, is to jump forward, which I don't think you can do because sometimes MACD lags behind, and all these indicators they all rely on historical data. None of them can see into the future. Yes, you can draw lines, you can draw trend lines, but all of this relies on historical data, and I feel astrology is the only thing which can actually allow us to see an energy that could cause an effect. So look at those days. Look, if the bulls are really strong, then on the 1st and the 11th, we could just see a leveling off before there's another surge. But we do know it has to have a kickback. So, an adjustment period down. And so those dates may happen. But I do feel that for the moment, we've had our adjustment down and we're ready to go up again. So I'm quite positive on the 23rd, 24th, maybe 25th, more of a surge forward. So look, I hope that was helpful. Like I say, please use all your other indicators and then throw mine in on top of it and see if what I'm saying makes any sense to you. And then possibly you can use that. So thanks, guys. Good luck with your Bitcoin trading. Oh, by the way, the altcoins are getting hammered. If you've got altcoins, just keep them. Don't bail yet because they'll eventually buck up. But at the moment, it's a case of just hold your altcoins, stay out of them because you don't know how much more they could be hammered if Bitcoin goes up. So it's best to stay in the Bitcoin market at the moment, avoid the altcoins. But if you've got them, don't bail now because you might sell at a loss. And yeah, it's worth holding them because they will come right sooner or later. Thank you.